All right, 3 o'clock. So we'll run parallel path here. If you want to call in about the Wings, you are welcome to. Hockey season is back. The expectation, at least for this show, make the playoffs or come damn close. Like this idea that there's not an expectation in year 5 and you can't critique Yzerman or you can't expect anything. I don't understand some of the callers. I don't. Oh, my God. I mean, it's not quite our time yet. Well, when the F is it? When we're dropping flowers off at Rico's urn?
Nope, we're not doing this.
I'm just making a point. Now, the other thing we need to get to, because your bye week is fast approaching here. The Lions are 4-1. They're 2 games up in the division. Now, I happen to think they have a very difficult game this weekend. Anytime you go on the road, the team you're going to face was on bye last week. They're lying in wait for you. This will be a real impressive spot for the Lions to win. But Jared Goff, as we sit here right now, 5 games into the season, is the number 1 quarterback on Pro Football Focus. You don't have to treat it as gospel. You don't have to value it. But I'm just giving you, it's an indicator that even if you don't think he's number 1, he's number 3. If he's not number 3, he's number 5. He ain't number 5, he's number 7. Whatever. Are we ready to pay Jared Goff? Because your bye week is a good spot to get that done.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know you're going to hear from people like, and I don't get the sentiment that, Jared Goff. How much more does Jared Goff have to do? We are essentially past the quarter pole. He's playing some of the best football in all of football. You are 4-1. You are second only to the Miami Dolphins in explosive plays in all of football, a.k.a. runs and passes of over 20 yards. That doesn't happen if your quarterback's not balling. Okay? Miami 1, you 2. Now, the difference is theirs go for 80 and you get tackled at 24 yards. But they're still explosives. So my question is, what more does Goff have to do? And then part 2, what number would you begin to get scared of? What is it? I mean, you can't be scared of $40 million a year. Is it 42, 45? What if the Lions went out and they paid him $4 at $200, fully guaranteed?
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'm asking.
It's not the per year, Mike. It's the totality. When you see $200 million, that's when people are like, well, he's not worth it.
Long-term guaranteed contracts are a great idea.
But I think that they'll see the $200 million, and most people will freak out and say he's not worth it.
Okay, so let's ask the question. I've given you the data. This is how well he's playing. And now, remember I was doing in the offseason the 24-game sample size? Mm-hmm. This weekend will be game number 30. Over 30 football games, basically 2 full seasons. And this guy's playing elite football. Mm-hmm. So it's time to pay this guy, right? If they came out in the bye week and it was a 5-year, 5 at 210, you be okay?
No.
Okay, Rico's not.
No.
You're okay.
I'm okay, but
the people.
If you
are.
signed him for 5 years, here's what you have to resign to the fact that the Lions will never have that playmaking quarterback. And I think, bottom line, a lot of fans want that. A lot of fans want what you see in Kansas City, what you see in Philly, what you see in Buffalo, what you see in Cincinnati. They want that here. He's never going to be that, but he will win you games. He will be a solid 8, 8.5 every year of that contract. You know what you're going to get, but he's never going to reach that 10 out of 10.
Look at this 2-shot. Doesn't Revson look like a ventriloquist dummy?
He really does.
Like Jake Butt is on TV talking with Dave Revson in Chicago. It looks like Jake Butt is using Dave Revson as a ventriloquist dummy. He's so tiny and he's sitting so low in his chair. Like he looks up at Jake Butt like he's Christ. This is the most amazing. I'm sorry. Look at that. Mr. Marbles, is that you?
Come on.
What were you
doing
saying?
radio for 2 right now.
248-539-9797. David.
I was saying people want a superstar. If you sign him to $200 million, a lot of folks only see him as a game manager, and they don't feel like you should pay him that. And
you know what the next narrative's going to be. Oh, well, what happens when Ben Johnson leaves? I can already hear Cookies saying that.
Yeah.
Guys, you believe or you don't. And if you don't, say why. But we're through 5 games. It's kind of getting time to pay this guy. 248-539-9797. Or do you want to wait for another 3 or 4 guys to get paid and the price just goes up?
And that's just it. The price is never going to come down. It's just like hitting the button. Okay, we're in right now. We're going to pay.
Yeah, pay him now. Here's the thing. There's been flash in Detroit before at the quarterback position. You've had sidearms. You've had throwing it deep. You've had going down the field. You've had that before, but you didn't have winning.
I can't get enough.
Turn his mic off.
I can't get enough. Look how tiny he is.
But you did not have winning. And right now, Jared Goff is bringing winning. He's winning flat out. What is he, 12-3 in his last 15 games? That's what fans need to be thinking about. Forget the flash. Pay winning. And that's what he's doing right now.
He is, David, but it just means that your draft and stash of Hendon Hooker was a wasted draft pick because he's not going to play.
100%.
It means that you won't be able to go out and make some type of a deal for Caleb Williams.
You were betting against Jared Goff by drafting Hendon Hooker. It never made sense to me. Mm-hmm. That 3rd-round pick could easily have been a corner. Could sure use one of those right now.
Another D lineman.
Could you always use another one of those right now? Instead, you drafted a guy who realistically, for the health of the franchise, it's best if he never takes a snap here. Because the minute you pay Jared Goff and he stays healthy, Hendon Hooker never plays. Ever. Then factor in, you drafted him in the 3rd round, and he was never going to play this year. It's a complete red shirt. I'll never understand that one. I'll work my way beyond the Jahmyr Gibbs, Jack Campbell, whatever. Okay. I'll never understand this Hendon Hooker thing.
It was a luxury pick, but you treated it like, you know what? Let's just gamble it all on the biggest long shot. Would you stay focused, please?
They ought to do this show with Revson sitting on his lap. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I can't get enough of the Big Ten Network.
All right, let's trade seats.
But it's not going to matter.
Hey,
that's what I'm saying. It's not going to matter.
I mean, Jake Butt is just looking down on him. He's like Thanos, and he's like, hello, little man.
Yeah, we go back to no TVs in the studio.
All right, let's get the billiards TV in here.
Hey, so what were we saying about Goff? 248-539-9797. You want to get to the people?
Let's get to the people.
Let's do it. Go to Brett, 97.1. Hello, Brett.
Hey, Mike. How are you?
Good. What's on your mind?
Good. Hey, I'm not a Steve bot. Loved him as a player. As a GM, he's kind of been underwhelming. What I think he's doing, all right, I think what he is doing is stockpiling all these draft picks. And now, granted, we haven't had the best lottery luck, right? You know, Chicago getting Bedard, we probably should have had him, but, you know, that's not how it works. Anyways, I think that Iserman's stockpiling all these picks, such as, you know, Edmondson, Soderblom, Danielson, Casper, et cetera, to maybe do a package deal, you know, hopefully sooner than later. I don't know when that's going to be. Maybe you package him with a couple like mid-tier players, like a Cop or something. And then I think he's going to make a couple deals here. I don't know. I hope sooner than later, but.
What I would tell you is, then great, they have to earn the right to allow him to do it. They got to be in the mix at the deadline for us to go on the air and for you as a fan to talk to your buddies and go, we need to be buyers. I don't have a problem with that mindset, Brett. I don't think by any means they're a finished product. I don't think by any means there's not massive room for improvement. It's the idea that if Kenny, me, Rico, David say, look, it's playoffs or bust, and if they don't make it, it's fair to criticize Iserman. I don't think that's a hot take. I don't.
No.
It's going to be his 5th year here. Like, why? I mean, what on earth? Name a comparative where you're allowed 6 or 7 years in professional sports. You can't. To make the playoffs? Come on.
Where half the team makes the playoffs.
Well, half the league, right.
I mean, yeah.
It's okay.
You
were distracted by Jake Butt and Dave Revson, too. I mean, it's a bad look for Revson. They put him on TV with such a handsome, Butt's a very handsome man. He's also 12 feet tall compared to him.
But you can't sit him on phone books. Because
yes, you can. You got to get Dave Revson on a booster chair like he's at the ground round. little placemat, some crayons. It's like Jake Buck took his kid out for dinner. Look at that. You got to boost him up in his seat. That's ridiculous. He could tie Jake Butt's shoes from where he's sitting. That's unbelievable. All right. What? We got a great topic going on. I didn't hurt nothing. I'm just telling you.
I'm letting you get it out.
Like, you stared at it and not laugh. Go ahead. David, how about some ticket texts?
Oh, my gosh. Someone says, no, Jared Goff has baby hands. No, don't pay him. That is from Tom in Detroit.
What? Come on, man.
Another one says, pay the man. He's proven his worth. And then I'll just read these and get these out the way. Mr. Marbles, laughing out loud, almost drove off the road. Another one says, Mr. Marbles, he's harmless. Cracking me up, guys. It's rated for 3 at least, Rico, Brad, and Emily.
Mr. Marbles, is that you?
Well, see, they told Jake lean forward so he doesn't look as tall.
He is leaning forward now. That is true.
He doesn't look as tall.
Jake Butt's head is twice the size.
Dave, you sit up. Jake, you lean forward.
See the power of the show? Someone's listening to us and they leaned him up.
Jake Butt's head is the size of like 3 of Revson's. It's like Jake Butt's on TV and Dave Revson's head is a Christmas ornament. Oh, my God.
I'll read this. I say, pay Goff when his contract is up. Save that money for 2 years. If we are good, then he will stay.
But the money you'll pay him in 2 years will be ridiculous.
Guys, it's time to pay the man. You've identified him as your franchise quarterback. It's time to pay the man.
Yeah, and I don't think he's going to play on a lame duck contract and just like, you know what, I'll just stay here because if he gets hurt, you're not going to pay him. So you might as well use this bye week, get this thing over with, lock him up.
And admit you wasted a 3rd-round pick.
And maybe it'll make people happier if they extend his contract for 3 more seasons instead of 5. I've lost it.
I'll just read this one for you, Rico.
It's amazing.
Just, David, give me a sock. I can just do it all my own co-host.
I'm telling you, I feel like they boosted reps in mid-segment. They must have us on in the BTN Command Central because
I told you the power of the
Jake,
show.
look over there.
Real quick. Let me read this one. This might have some point here. As long as they replace Ben Johnson with someone with similar acumen, if not better, I'm good with Goff getting the bag.
yeah,
Now
good
Ben
luck.
Johnson
I mean,
gets-
good luck
yeah.
with that. You do get to a point here now. The man's going to be a head coach next year. I don't know. You're never going to find better than Ben Johnson. The idea is you find somebody in-house who knows enough of the offense and understands the sequencing and the way business gets done. And guess what? Jared Goff takes more ownership in the offense post Ben Johnson.
Yeah, you basically just keep it going. And that's what the good teams do is just, okay, you're leaving. Okay, wide receivers coach, you are now the OC.
How come there's never a Spartan on BTN?
That's a good question. Well, it was.
Oh,
It's Josh Langford.
no, I mean a real one, like a football player. All these years, they always get Wolverines up there. They're never a Spartan.
I thought I saw Jay you conquered on there before.
No.
He wasn't? No?
David's just pulling names from 03. Thanks for playing.
No, I don't think they've ever had. It's just been Jake Butt. And
No, let's just throw another Wolverine up there. Any other Wolverine season ticket holders they can put on BTN? Any former Maze Ragers or Daily Writers or anything else they can put up there? Mr. Marbles, is that you?